Welcome back to the show. Here in studio with us today for our next community profile segment is Raj Mutti, who is the executive director of the Hard Rock Casino in Coquitlam. Let's talk to him and find out what his motivations were, how he became one of the youngest people to manage a casino, and what we can learn from him. Raj, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So I understand that you've been in managing the casino business for quite some time. So tell us a little bit about how did you get into this whole role?
Yeah, I started right out of university at Hastings Racecourse, specialized in a program at the University of Arizona. Had grown up at the racetrack, went there with my parents as a young kid. It was actually my first ever job. Was working in the restaurant there as a busboy when I was 15 years old. So kind of led me to that garden path and kind of led me there right after I graduated. And it was kind of a dream job for me to go back to a place where I always wanted to work and always wanted to spend my time.
So, I mean, you've obviously done this for a long time. What are some of the challenges that you have faced in climbing up the ranks?
Definitely, as a young person, anytime you're going into an executive type role, you're always kind of looked upon as your colleagues and your peers are a lot older than you, and being kind of a minority ethnic profile as well, you're a little bit behind the eight ball sometimes at certain things, and oftentimes don't get the respect level being a minority and being at that age demographic as well. So you have to work almost twice as hard, or even 3, 4, 5 times as hard to kind of prove yourself and prove your worth and make sure you're doing the right thing and kind of challenging people and getting the most out of them.
So speaking to that a little bit further, like what kind of hours do you put in?
Yeah, I'm all over the place, pretty much on call 24/7, but my normal kind of work week consists of a Monday to Saturday kind of schedule, all over the place. We're in the entertainment business, so you're kind of working when other people are off and you're taking care of them and catering to them. So it's a lot of weekends, a lot of evenings. So it's kind of, you have to adjust your life and your lifestyle to kind of your work as well. So it's not always isn't for everyone, but you have to be flexible and be able to work long hours and do a lot of things.
So, I mean, most people would do that for their own business. They put in hard, long hours, blood, sweat, tears, but yet you're doing this as a job. So what kind of advice can you lend to others? Like,
yeah, it's you have to love what you do, and that's the number one thing. Like, you can't consider it's more of a passion than a job, and if people treat kind of their work as a normal Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job, then you don't get as much out of it. I treat it as kind of a career and a lifestyle and something that I do on a regular basis and enjoy doing. I always give my team advice that the day you don't enjoy what you're doing, life's way too short. You need to find something else to do. So I live my life that way. The day I stop enjoying what I'm doing, it's going to be a tough decision I have to make to get out of the industry or do something else that I enjoy, because life is way too short. You never know what's going to happen, so you better enjoy what you do.
Exactly. Well, you mentioned earlier that you are the youngest of 3, so I'm sure you had to work even harder in order to get to where you need to be. I mean, you must still have a life, a family life, relationships, whatever have you. So tell us a little bit about what kind of sacrifices you've had to make in order to be here.
Yeah, you always have to make sacrifices, and you sometimes have to put your career first or your family first, and I was afforded that opportunity to put my career first. My family's very supportive in terms of what they do and assisting and helping. I got a great set of parents. My mom and dad support kind of everything I do, and my 2 older sisters as well. So it makes it a lot easier when you have that support and that kind of life support, and you always have someone to talk to or rely on to get that helping hand or whatever you might need. You always have that. So it's key to have that family support, because you'll miss a lot of dinners. And I take Sundays off and always try to go over to my parents for dinner or spend some time with them. So it's always key to try to find that work-life balance. And if I don't head over for dinner to my parents, I'm always going to get that call from my mom a couple times a week just to check in and how I'm doing. And sometimes she gets kind of a grumpy me saying, "Hey, I'm old enough, I can handle my own."
Myself.
And but moms are always that way, and my
Of
mom's
course.
no different in terms of checking up on me and making sure everything's good. So you always have a good, strong home support system, which is, I think, key to anyone's success.
let's speak a little bit more about the actual property. I mean, Hard Rock Casino is a big name, and here in Vancouver, it's a go-to destination. You've pretty much got everything on the resort. From I call it a resort because that's what it is to me. You walk in and it's like Wonderland. Of course, there's a casino aspect, but then there's food, there's entertainment, there's a theater. I think now you've also expanded to have a private room as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, our mantra is everything you go out for. You have hospitality, whether it's food and beverage, you have music inside the casino as well as in our theater. You have slot machines, you have table games, and like you touched on, we have a private high limit room as well that we just developed in February in time for Chinese New Year as well. So you have a lot of different aspects of our business that cater to so many different people, and our entertainment aspect you don't have to be a gambler to come into the casino, because you can come in for dinner and watch live entertainment on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, or see a show in our theater, or go to our Asylum Lounge to dance the night away. There's so many different things to do at our property than just gamble.
Just gamble.
So it gives you more.
So it's more of a destination. Because there's so many things to do. So I mean, but you are out in Coquitlam. There's it's not really accessible, to get there or to stay there if you're partying there and having a good time. How, do you have a hotel that's coming up near there, or what's happening in the future?
It's something that our company's looking at in terms of further development. We're still a little bit away, still working with the city of Coquitlam and working with our board of directors and our senior leadership at our company. But it's definitely something that we're looking at in the future, and then that adds to that resort mentality. It fully becomes a resort where you can stay and play and have a good time and be there for a weekend versus having to worry about how you're getting home or what you're going to do once you're finished having your fun.
So, I mean, pretty much it's something for everybody. However, for our South Asian viewers specifically, is there some sort of programming for them that caters specifically to the South Asian community? Yeah,
definitely. I think there's many different aspects. I think from our younger South Asian base, the entertainment side and the hospitality side, we have some great shows upcoming and later this fall with Russell Peters coming for a 3-day stint, a mini residency between our property at the Hard Rock in Coquitlam as well as River Rock, which is our sister property in Richmond. So he's doing a six-day residency here in kind of the Lower Mainland. So it's great to have that. And then you have other elements where we have our bar, we have private restaurants where people can host a birthday party or an anniversary or just a get together with a group of family, our friends as well. So there's many different things that you can do at our property, and it's fairly accessible in terms of getting there and getting home safe in the most safest manner that you can after you have a couple adult beverages. So.
And just to kind of recap, I mean, you seem like a really dynamic person. You wouldn't be in the position that you are in today. You've clearly worked very hard, put in long hours in order to be here. You've been awarded several different awards. One of them is the 40 under 40 by your peers, really, by your own industry, the horse racing industry. So what, if you had 3 words of advice to give the youth of today what would that be?
I don't know if I could summarize it in 3 words, but you definitely have to work hard and have to have that drive, and you want to have that support. You have to be successful. I think you have to work hard, and a lot of today's youth is sometimes scared to work hard, and I think working hard gets you to that level where you can be successful, and you just have to have that drive and determination, and those are working hard, having the drive and having the determination are going to lead you to success in any industry or anything that you do.
Wow. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that you came here and you lent us, as a community leader, some advice on what things that we can put into what we can put into play in our own lives in order to achieve our goals as well. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.